morning, guys. It's Monday, and over the weekend went great. Met with my friend, and we talked about things, and we got a date set, and so that's looking good. But we did forget to get the mouse traps, so we're gonna have to go out and get a few of our own. Because right now Mom and Dad actually have mice issues themselves, so there's that too. And I know because we haven't vlogged for a month, I haven't really talked a whole lot about, my daith piercing and everything. But I just wanted to give a quick update for that, because I woke up this morning with a headache that I believe is turning into a migraine. And I've been getting headaches a bit more often the past couple weeks. And I'm thinking that it's not the daith piercing not working, because it is. Because before I got the daith piercing, I was having headaches constantly. Of course, I also got new glasses at the time too, so could have been one, could have been both, could have been neither, I don't know. But I have noticed that I started developing scars, like fleshy, bulbous bits of skin around the piercing, and there is a name for it. I will put it down here somewhere. But it's actually a very common thing with piercings, and usually it happens because you turn the piercing and you're not supposed to, which I did, because I felt, like to get a good thorough cleaning, I needed to clean the entire thing. So anyway, it doesn't bother me that as much as it did when I first discovered it, because basically I've just been leaving it alone. But I think that the reason why I'm getting migraines again is because I'm finally figuring out what is triggering them. And I think that's kind of cool. So, light. When I sleep. If there is bright light shining through the window, through the curtain, even though we have blackout curtains, and it got to the point where I had to put Velcro on here in order to keep them together because the fan would blow them apart. But if there is bright light that is shining through a curtain when I'm sleeping, I have trouble sleeping, and then I will always wake up with a headache. And this happened at my parents' house because the way the room was in the basement, because that's where we used to stay, that's where we lived before we moved here. It's a window well kind of window, and so we had a blackout curtain in front of it, but we had a hanger jury-rigged so that the curtain would stick out so that we would be able to get some breeze through it. But one night I turned on the fan that was right next to the window, and it kept blowing that curtain, so there was always a sliver of bright light that kept coming through, and I woke up that morning with a headache. I think that was Saturday morning. But then we figured it out Saturday night, and I didn't wake up with a headache on Sunday. But I wake up with a headache today. So I haven't really talked a whole lot about this with Jake, but I think that, actually no, I did mention this to him, that bright light is a trigger. Now, another thing that's been happening too is I've been having a lot of IBS issues. Again. And I'm thinking that the probiotic that I've been taking for over a year is not working anymore. I mean, sometimes that just happens. Okay, for the mice. We didn't catch it over the weekend, so that's a good thing. Oh, and I am drinking, what is this? Cranberry apple. Something new. I like cranberries and I like apples. It's a little weird taste together, but do not mix it with Sprite. That was a very bad decision on my part. So, this is what we have so far. So I decided to put cocoa on top of here so that I would be able to see their tracks. And Jake wanted to do a different setup with the trap by putting a giant glob of peanut butter in there and then spreading it around the top. Well, you can clearly see that something with tiny little fingers ate it. And tiny little paw prints going up. They disappear about here, but they go all the way up there. Last night he got crackers, and so yeah, I had to put them in the bag, but he broke through the crackers. Not last night, but the night before. So we put peanut butter and crackers in there, but clearly that didn't work. But he didn't go anywhere. Oops. Something just fell. He didn't go anywhere. I don't see any... that's plastic from the crackers. But I don't see any tracks anywhere along here. I wonder if there's anything up here. Nope. Still nothing. I also just remembered something too. Heat. Heat is also a trigger for headaches, which can turn into migraines for me. Because when we got back here, Sunday night, last night, it was 84 degrees in here. Because Jake likes to turn off the air when we leave, because we're not using it. But I seriously think that if we go anywhere again for an extended period of time, we need to keep it on, just maybe turn it up a little more so it's not using so much, because it was really hot in here. And we had another unexpected visitor too. We got in here and there was a wasp in the kitchen. No idea how he got in. And it was kind of interesting seeing Jake trying to swat at it. He ended up using Windex glass cleaner to wet his wings so that he couldn't fly, so Jake could get a good whack at him, and finally he killed him. Yeah. So as far as what this week entails, I have no idea. I just know that tomorrow I have to find out if I work at all this week, and I'm not entirely certain. We got to go to the DMV sometime before July 15th because I went on the website and did a pre-application thingy for my name change, for changing my name on there. So I have a month to do that before I have to, do the thing over again. So that is going to be happening sometime, not this week though. And I need to start figuring out what I have to do for my business because on the way coming home, Jake and I were talking about it, wedding stuff, like wedding photographer packages and pricing and stuff like that. And apparently as an amateur photographer, I can't charge over $100. At least that was what one place said. But then I saw another place where as an amateur photographer, I could charge anywhere from $25 to $75 an hour for my work. So I'm going to definitely have to do more research to find out. And we have also talked about getting me a new camera because, well, let me show you what my camera looks like. So this is what my camera looks like. It is held together with duct tape and rubber bands. Now, the only reason why it's really done that is because shortly after I gotten this, which this was actually my brother's old camera from over 10 years, I think. I don't know, I may have gotten this, maybe 7 years ago. Because I think vaguely recall him giving it to me in 2010, which it's 17, so that would have been 7 years ago. So, this is a Fujifilm FinePix S602Z. This thing is ancient history. I had trouble getting a card for it. I'm using a Smart Media card, which those are old, and it also will take a compact flash type 2. Those are also old. And right now my card size is only 120 megabytes, and so that's with the lowest quality setting on here. I can take maybe 300 pictures, but with upping the, I need to stop playing with this or I will drop it again. But upping the quality of the photos, which is something that I just recently did, I only learned that I could take 101 photos. So yeah, I need a new camera. And something else that I forgot to mention earlier is that another trigger that Jake and I have figured out that we're pretty sure is a trigger for my migraines is a difference in the weather. In college, I had a professor who, she had migraines and they were due to weather. She could always tell when there was a storm system moving in, and we think that that is true for me as well, because, and I just literally thought of this, I just remembered it, but this morning when I got up, I had a alert on my phone that the area is in a flash flood watch from 3 this afternoon to 9 tonight, which, and it said that there was a cold front coming through, and I woke up with a migraine, and I've already taken Excedrin, and I still have it. It's just dulled. It's not as bad, and I know it's a migraine because it's on the left side. I always get migraines on the left side. But, yeah, that's another thing. So apparently I can predict weather. Good morning, guys. Today is Wednesday, and quite honestly, I don't remember the last time I vlogged. I think it was Monday, roughly, I think. But so I didn't vlog anything yesterday because of how kind of crazy things were. A little bit. Actually, I'm starting to wonder, did I just, my mind is a little in a haze kind of thing, because the past couple days have been a bit interesting. Yesterday we caught the mouse. We finally caught it. We went out and bought some mouse traps. Was it Monday night? And we didn't go for a walk on Monday night, though, because we were having severe thunderstorms, and as you know, I had a migraine at the time. So yes, I remember now vlogging on Monday. So but one thing that happened, it was like Tuesday, it was Monday night and carried into Tuesday morning. But when we've been noticing this for the past couple, I would say about week, maybe 2 weeks, that we've noticed that our air conditioner has had trouble keeping up with the heat. That because of Jake's, though he is, I still get confused hot nature and cold natured, but he's always hot and I'm always cold. But because of the way he's always hot, it's easier for me to bundle up than it is for him to shed clothing, because once you get so many layers off, there's no more you can go. So we keep the apartment at 70 degrees, which is pretty cool. I mean, some days I can be wearing what I'm wearing now, which is just my tank top and shorts, and I'll be fine. But then later in the day, I will end up having to bundle up. So, yeah. But what happened was our Monday night, it was increasingly difficult to sleep. It was getting hotter and hotter, and I woke up at 3 in the morning. Both of us by now had the sheets thrown off, and we were just laying there with no blankets, trying to let the fan go over us as much as possible. And at 3 a.m. I woke up, I came out here, and I looked at the thermostat, and it was 80. And the temperature in here was 80, but it was set for 70. So clearly it wasn't working. So I tried to put it down to 68 in hopes that that might kick it into doing what it's supposed to do. And I also turned up the fan higher, but that really didn't work. And so from 3 to 6, I know that I had trouble sleeping, and Jake later told me that, yeah, he had a little bit of trouble, but he was hot, yeah, but he was still able to sleep because I could hear him snoring. So his alarm goes off at 6:45, and like the first thing I say to him isn't good morning, it's I've got to call maintenance today, and he agreed. So I called maintenance once the office opened up at 9, and from 6:45, which I couldn't sleep at that point because it was just too hot. From 6:45 to 9 a.m., we had all the windows open, all the fans on and running, and it was cooler outside than it was in here. So that dropped the temperature by like I think 2 degrees over the course of 3 hours. So so I had actually ended up making a Facebook post that said 95% of 2 things: that we caught the mouse and that our air conditioner is broken. Well, that was 100% now, because we decided to put out another one of those, like I did the flour. This time I did sugar, because we have more sugar than we do of flour. I put sugar down, and it wasn't disturbed, so I'm pretty sure we caught the mouse. Although, when Jake looked at it, he said it had a white tail. So, I'm wondering if someone's pet escaped and decided to find food in our pantry. I don't know. Whatever the case is, it's dead now, and it's gone in the dumpster. But anyway, so I'm tired at this point because I did not sleep well, and there's a thing. For some reason, heat and a fan blowing will instantly lull me to sleep. So it was warm in here. I was sitting over there working on editing last week's vlog, and I had the fan on that direction. I had the fan on, and it was just lulling me to sleep. I was very tired, and I told Jake that, and he said that I should call the office, because it wasn't quite 9 yet at this point. I should call the office, find out when the maintenance guys were coming, and then take a nap. Well, so around 9:30 I call the office. About 9:45 the maintenance guys show up. So I couldn't sleep. I couldn't take a nap. So they came, and they were working on it for, I would say, they didn't leave until like noon. So yeah, they were working on it for like 3 hours. But what was wrong with it was that the motor overheated and burned out. Although I did hear them saying something about coolant and something about fabric softener. So I'm just wondering what our previous tenant did, because when we moved in, the cable connection for the TV had just been snipped off, and it was unusable. They did not remove the cable from the wall. They just cut the wire, and they painted over it, which made it impossible to take out. So who knows what the previous tenants had did. Hi guys, it is Thursday morning. So, I don't remember how much I've told you about some of my medical issues. I know that, I think that in one of our tag videos that we did back in December, I mentioned a couple of my issues. My hair is not one of them, but it is right now. And I just, I'm not entirely certain. I mean, because I know there is, TMI. I mean, that's a very real thing. And we don't want to be too transparent. I mean, we do want to keep some things private and personal. It's just that I found a vlogger channel yesterday, and she kind of inspired me to be more open with some of my issues. The channel was called Chronically Jackie, or is it chronically? Hang on, I gotta check. But anyway, she basically has 15 different illnesses, and they basically are because of her genetic anomaly. So yeah, but we do share at least 2 conditions. I'm logging back into my YouTube to see. A, B, B. There's a lot of B's. C. Chronically Jackie. Yeah, so I watched her 58-minute long video talking about her different illnesses, and I noticed that she barely touched on the ones that I have, and I'm guessing it's because it's not as in comparison to all of her other illnesses, those are not that major. Although, one of them kind of is, because it actually has given her a scar on her brain, scar tissue, and that was due to migraines. But I'm pretty sure she got them way more severely than I do, and she still gets them, I guess. I don't know, she didn't say a whole lot about it. But, so I am not entirely certain how much I want to put on our vlog channel, or, like in our vlogs, versus making separate videos talking about it and how I'm doing with these issues, because they're kind of coming more to a head. And it's just, I'm not entirely certain how I want to word this, but this is the gist of it. My IBS is getting worse. Last night I took my normal pills, and yeah, I'm gonna get a little just slightly medical here, because I'm not that medically informed, but I take what I consider it a lot of pills, because I'm not a fan of taking pills. I don't like it. I've tried diet pills, And I just have found that I cannot bring myself to continuously take the pills before I eat. So I stopped that. Yeah, but when it comes to my daily pills, I do it, I have to. So I really don't have much of a choice. And what my pills consist of are sleep aids. I do take it's not even an over-the-counter medication. It is just, it's basically not Tylenol, it's basically Benadryl. It's the same ingredients that are in Benadryl, but it's not Benadryl. And I take those every night because I have issues falling asleep and staying asleep, as well as, and part of that is because Jake snores, and sometimes it's worse when he has a cold. Right now it's okay, but yeah, okay, so I take sleep aids. I also take a probiotic for my IBS because I'm self-diagnosed and self-treating, and it's getting to the point where I need to go to a doctor to get clinically diagnosed for this, so we can figure out a good way to take care of this. I also take ranitidine, a generic of ranitidine, or it's ranitidine, I think, for heartburn, because that is another issue from IBS. And I also take, it's a generic for Claritin. It's an allergy pill just because I've had allergies since I was a teenager, and my birth control, which is necessary. So I took those pills at the normal time that I normally take them, 10:30, and Jake and I are usually in bed by 11, and we try to get to sleep around 11:30, but he basically rolled over and went to sleep, but my mind was there and there and there and there and there and just everywhere. So I had trouble falling asleep, and I think it was around 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I started getting a very uncomfortable feeling in my abdomen, and I knew that I was gonna be in for some trouble. So basically I was up half the night, roughly, dealing with IBS. I don't want to get too graphic, but yeah. And I know IBS may not be something that a lot of people truly understand, because it's more than just, it is more than just your bowels are irritated. It affects your body more than just your bowels. I really can't find another word for that. Ugh. So it's Friday, and it's actually in the afternoon. Jake is on his way home, and we are going to be going for a walk again this evening. Yeah, so there's not really a whole much that happened today, or a whole lot that's going to be happening tomorrow. We are going to be going out. We have a few things to do. I have been asked by some of Jake's coworkers to make a cake for a birthday party that they're having in 2 weeks, so I need to figure out what I'm doing for that. And we finally got a banking account for me with Jake's bank, USAA, so that is finally done with, which means when the credit card comes in the mail, I will be able to get a camera. Jake and I had compromised on this, and we had said that, you know, because he knows I need a new camera. So we're going to be getting a camera that is basically anything I get is going to be better than the one I have. So we're just going to have to go to the store and see what's available. Hopefully we can get a bundle, but I'm not optimistic about that because usually bundles are online. I haven't actually seen bundles for in-store. So yeah. So really, that's basically all that's happening today. And I know tomorrow, well, I wanted to do it tonight, but Jake said tomorrow. But we are going to find ourselves a restaurant, probably a buffet, and because we are just craving certain foods that we don't have, and then we cannot make. I can't make fried chicken here, and it would be difficult to make steak too. So we're probably gonna go to, I'm gonna guess, the Golden Corral, because I know that they have, I don't know if they have steak, but I know they have fried chicken. But yeah, tomorrow we're definitely going out and trying to find some food, because today is payday. So yeah.